Be careful. Harley wakes up and has his first cup of coffee, taking a moment to enjoy the morning. As he opens the front door to soak in the view, he notices a frail old woman hunched and hobbling down the street, passing by his house. She smiles and greets him with a hello. She looks like she might stumble, so he responds with a friendly hello and wishes her a nice walk. As she just passes his house, he feels slightly worried about her falling and warns her to be careful. Turning to go back inside, he notices a dark car parked in front of the house across the street. The car has tinted windows, and is covered with a lot of thick dust. It doesn't belong in his neighborhood by the looks of it. He's glad it's in front of the neighbor's house and not his own, as he never liked cars parked too close to his home or blocking the gate. It isn't illegal, but it still pisses him off. After finishing his coffee, he sits in the recliner, reaches for his phone and reviews Snapchat for a bit. He scrolls past a post about a missing woman in her 80s with Alzheimer's. Her family is worried because she left her home in the middle of the night, wandering off somewhere. He gives the photo a second look, wondering if it might be the woman who was stumbling by his house a bit ago. He grabs his mail keys and heads to the mailbox 3 houses away. As he approaches, he notices that the dark car has moved and is now parked across from the mailboxes. An older man sits on a nearby porch, looking a bit confused. As he passes by, the old man mumbles something that sounds like "be careful." He has never seen this man here before, perhaps someone has their parents visiting. The neighborhood is starting to feel like it is celebrating Grandparents' Day. The unsettling feeling from earlier intensifies as he gives the man a puzzled glance before retrieving his mail, which turns out to be a water bill and some advertisements. The man continues to sit motionless on the porch, as if he has run out of batteries. Taped to the side of the community mailbox is a missing persons flyer. A photo of a white-haired, smiling woman with a red jacket is on the flyer. Urgent, missing person alert. 72-year-old Maggie Harper is missing after leaving Roseburg on August 12. She was last seen driving a dark, green 2015 Honda Accord north on Highway 99 around 6:30 a.m., heading to Crater Lake but never arrived. Maggie is considered missing and endangered due to confusion while driving and leaving her medication behind. Later, he decides to head out and pick up a few things at the nearby Ray's grocery store. As he pulls up, he notices a homeless man loitering near the entrance. The man stares at him, smiling and friendly. When their eyes meet, the homeless man grins, revealing teeth that are brown around the gums. In a gruff, raspy voice, he mutters, "Be careful." He chuckles. He gives the vagrant a dismissive look. It doesn't seem too out of place, just another odd encounter. Inside, he picks up 2 donuts and decides to grab some cat food. As he walks down the pet food aisle, he notices a very old woman standing near the shelves. She seems frail, her hands trembling slightly as she struggles to choose a bag of food. She leans in, her finger to her lips, squinting at the labels, clearly at a loss. She is unable to see well enough to know what she's looking for. He points out his cat's favorite flavor of cat food, hoping to help. At the checkout, he places his items on the counter. The cashier, a young woman with a slightly vacant look in her eyes, scans his items silently. As she hands him his receipt, she pauses, giving him a look that sends a shiver down his spine. Her eyes, wide and unblinking, lock onto his. Her voice, soft yet chilling, drops to a near whisper as she says, "Be safe." As she slowly places the receipt in the palm of his hand, her dirty, long fake nails scratch his palm, or was that just the receipt's sharp, paper edge? He exits the store, and again he sees the dark car with shaded windows. Is it following him? Distracted, he is driving home, and an unkempt man steps out in front of him. He stops his car, and the pedestrian comes to his window, wearing Jeffrey Dahmer glasses and having dirty blonde hair. He unrolls the window for him a bit. "Did you see all the chemtrails today? They are amping them up. Keep your eyes open." His eyes dart around rapidly, and he says, "See ya," then pats the car door with 2 thumps and walks hurriedly away. Just 3 blocks from home now, he sees the dark car parked on the right side of the road ahead of him. Fighting back his anger at this driver for stalking him, he pulls up behind the vehicle, slams on his brakes, throws open his door, and approaches the driver's side window. The window creaks down to reveal an old man wearing orange-tinted sunglasses, a fedora, and an open newspaper propped up on the steering wheel. In his right hand, he holds a large cigar, and the fragrance wafts out the window, reminding him of a burned microwave meal. The old man looks at him as if he recognizes him and starts in with, "Truman's a good man, but some folks say he's in over his head," stepping into FDR's shoes. Ignoring his gibberish, he replies, "I don't know what you've been smoking, but you better stop following me." The old man with clouded blue eyes gives him an unknowing look. With a look of concern, the man says to him, "Keep your wits about you." He returns home with his cat food, and while his front door is still propped open, a young woman in a pink sweater comes through the door. "There you are. I told you that you need to be careful." She guides him by the elbow back into the home and takes him to a room with old folks sitting around doing a puzzle. The puzzle pieces are scattered around the table, and he feels like his thoughts are the same way, scattered. His mind is cloudy, and his head feels heavy. She offers him a chair, then hands him a paper cup with some pills in it. "Your daughter Betsy is here to see you. Do you remember Betsy?" Looking up into her eyes, she looks like a kindergarten teacher talking to a 5-year-old. She looks a bit familiar, but he can't place her. The whole place feels off, but his mind isn't sorting it out. A young woman with shorter reddish-brown hair comes in with a dinner tray. The sight of food delights him. The sun coming in from the window made the lime jello glow brightly. "Here you go, Dad," she says, setting the food in front of him. Not knowing why she called him Dad and not Harley, he focuses in on the food. All in the Family plays in the background. Delighted at the thought of eating, he gums his food with the excitement of a child on Christmas morning.